What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Classic Octane. I am Taylor. So where we left off with the CB500 is we had just gotten the engine running. Everything seemed to check out really well. Quite a few of you guys in the comments of the last video requested that we do another compression test, see how those numbers improved. So that's the first thing we're going to knock out. We're going to see what our compression numbers are now. Then we're going to do a last couple of little things that are needed to get this thing back on the road. And we're going to go take it for a test drive. Got the spark plugs removed, and we're just going to go in numerical order here, starting with number 1. So if I remember correctly from the last time we did it, we were in the 105, 110, somewhere around there, if I remember correctly, on number 1 and number 4. Number 2 was 25. Number 3 was 85. So what we're looking for here, it's going to read slightly low as the rings are continuing to seat. Anything north of 100 I'm going to be happy with. And then we also want them to be nice and consistent across. So we'll see what we get. Turn our key on, open the throttle, hit the starter for a couple seconds, and let's see. We are at 100, and I'm going to call that 105. Not too bad. I think that's pretty darn similar to what we saw. I'm also curious, after I ride this bike for a while, just how much that jumps up. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 5, 10 PSI of compression across all cylinders once the rings are properly seated. But go for number 2. This was the big offender last time. I'm going to call that, let's see, 90, 100, 105. Almost identical. Time for number 3. 90, 100, 105. So far, super consistent. Exactly where we want. Will we go 444? I'm guessing so, just based on how well the bike ran. But we can't cheat the gauge, so let's see. $110, so even just a little bit better. So what was the first one? You guys probably remember, because I think it was 105. I think we had 105 all the way across, 110 in number 4. So that is absolutely perfect. We're looking for consistency. We don't want anything more than, I would say, 10, maybe 15% variance. We are well below that, so everything checks out good. Let's throw the spark plugs back in, and then I need to actually install a new petcock on the gas tank, some fuel filters. I think we're ready to get this thing buttoned back up, take it out on the road. Just let it warm up a little bit. I just don't want it to sit and idle too long. If you remember from the last video, since those rings are fresh, we don't want it to stay at 1 RPM for too terribly long, but a minute or so of idle is not going to hurt anything. let's get this thing down off the lift, take it for a test drive. We are ready to go. I went ahead and threw on these big old Dumbo mirrors. They are original. Probably swap them out for like a little bar end mirror, something a little bit cleaner, but we're just going to keep them as is for now. I do have a backpack full of tools. Not that I'll need them. You know, this bike is perfect and will not have any issues, but just in case I come across, you know, another motorcycle who's broken down and needs help, I want to be able to, you know, offer assistance. Fires right up. Purrs like a kitten. Let's do this. See you guys out on the road. Oh my goodness. This thing is an absolute sweetheart to ride. It's so smooth. I didn't really tighten that up very well. It's like, oh my god, it's like a dream. It's like I'm sitting on a big old couch. This thing is great. I've owned, you know, you guys know, probably 20 plus of these CB500 and 550s. This is the closest I've ever had to one that's in stock form. And you could ride this thing all day long. I mean, I am extremely pleased. It's very smooth. I do need to work on the carb tuning a little bit. I'm probably going to do a carb sync. It's a little bit difficult right now just because I don't want it to sit and idle for very long because of the new rings, but I need it to kind of idle for a decent amount of time to do the carb sync. So I wanted to get out and put some miles on it first before I do that, because right off of idle, the very beginning, it's like a little stumbly, but it's really not bad at all. I mean, in stock form, it's pretty easy to tune these things because you just go by the book. But ride's great, brakes work well, clutch, everything shifts. I mean, knock on wood, I haven't discovered any issues, so I'm stoked, man. This thing is so much fun. I pulled over to tighten my mirror up since I got all my tools with me anyway, and man, I mean, I know I just said it, but this thing is just a dream boat. It is so comfortable, smooth, quiet, like it's just pure classic motorcycle enjoyment. Like, I love the custom builds I do because they're like exciting and raw, but I don't know guys, I think I might be an old man now, and like having something in as close to stock form as I can get it is pretty darn fun. It's really cool to see, like, you know, guys rode these things to work 50 years ago, and you know, I'm basically riding in the exact same form, so I'm super stoked. Only issue I found so far, I mentioned this in a previous video, that I did have a little bit of an oil leak coming from the bottom of our stator, and as you can see by the little bit of drops right there, there's a little bit of oil on the foot peg as well. That is still a problem. I did replace that gasket, but what I'm going to do now is put a little bit of the Honda Bond gasket maker in there. I'm also going to go ahead and replace these JIS screws with Allen bolts. That way I can get a little bit more torque on it, tighten it up that little bit extra. I don't think it's going to need anything extra other than that, but so far that's the only issue I found, and man, this thing is great. The plan was to sell this thing, but dang it if I'm not falling in love with it. Alright, let's keep riding. Just fires right back up. Idle 1,000 RPM. Close my visor here a little bit. I obviously can't get on it that hard with you know, still breaking in the rings, but wow, stoked. Just got back from the test drive, and as you guys heard, probably all of the audio, it went incredible. It went great. I mean, literally just a little drops of oil off the stator cover, which is a super simple fix, and she is, oh man, so good. So things left to do: fix the oil leak, a little bit of a carb sync I think would do this thing well, and then I want to get your opinion. So originally I talked about painting this gas tank back to original. So I have cans of this original, I believe it's called Jade Green Metallic, don't quote me on that. So I could paint this tank to be this perfect green to match the side covers, but I don't know. honestly, I think I'm leaning towards just keeping it as is. So it has like this little bit of a decent amount of patina, we'll call it, on the top. But the whole bike has just that little amount of patina. You know, there's little rust spots on the exhaust. There's a little bit of wear and tear on the mirrors, and the gauges are like a little bit rough. Like, it's not a perfect showpiece. And I don't think I want it to be. I think I want it to be an honest rider. I want it to be a bike that anyone can jump on, turn the key, and just ride it, get that original nostalgia of the 1970s motorcycle without worry about scratching it or, you know, getting it messed up or whatever. Just like, I want it to be a bike that feels like it has been enjoyed and can continue to be enjoyed. And that's pretty much what it is. It's a machine to put a smile on your face. So I'm leaning towards just keeping it as is for now. Can always change my mind down the road and paint it, but well, that's going to be it for the CB500 project for now. The next steps are on me. So I need to go through some paperwork, get a license plate and a title and all that kind of stuff for the bike. That way, if I do decide to sell it, I'll let you guys know, and it'll be ready to transfer to someone else's name. If I do decide to keep it for a little while and ride it, then it already has a plate and everything and we're ready to go. So that'll be it for now, but it will not be the last time you guys see the bike on the channel. With how much fun that thing was and how comfortable it was, I can see us trying to do some kind of like tour on it, some kind of adventure, like not a crazy amount of off-road, obviously, because the kind of bike, but I want to put some miles on that thing. It was a lot of fun. So I want to ask you guys what you want to see next. A couple of options are, I have this 77 or 78 CB550 that I plan on doing a full build. We can determine which style, but it will most likely be my kind of classic octane vintage scrambler style. Because I've had a lot of people reach out to me that want to buy that kind of bike, and this is a perfect candidate. It is extremely rough, and I believe this engine is potentially trash as well. I'll get more into detail when we do a Will It Run video, but we're probably going to have to rebuild an engine off of other parts and other bikes and do everything on this entire bike. So that can happen if we want to stick with vintage Honda content. I can jump back on the R65, knock out some projects on that. I also have another couple of bikes to do Will It Run videos on that are not classic Hondas. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see. For those few of you who are into Corvette content, I'll have a video or two coming out on the Drift Vet very soon. So I appreciate you guys watching as always. I'll see you on the next one.